The ocean breeze kissed my face as I stood on the balcony of our hotel room, beer in hand, watching the waves crash against the shore. This was supposed to be a relaxing family vacation, me, my wife Emily, and our 7-year-old son Tyler. A chance to unwind, soak up some sun, and forget the grind of our daily lives. But something felt off. Maybe it was the way Emily had been acting all day. Fidgety, distracted, constantly checking her phone. Or maybe it was the fact that she had taken an unusual interest in getting dolled up just to grab some ice from the hotel lobby. Yeah. Because suddenly, our in-room mini-fridge wasn't good enough. I took another sip of my beer, my mind replaying the little moments that didn't add up. This morning, Emily had practically rushed me and Tyler out to the beach, claiming she wanted some alone time to nap. Normally, I'd think nothing of it. But when we came back 3 hours later, her hair was damp, as if she had just showered, and she had this dazed, almost dreamy look in her eyes. She hadn't even touched the bed. And then there was dinner. Emily kept texting under the table, barely looking up at me and Tyler, nodding along to the conversation without really listening. When I asked her what was so interesting, she snapped at me. Something about work emails from back home. Bullshit. She was on vacation. And she never checks work emails on vacation. I wasn't the type to get paranoid. But the way she was acting, it felt like something was brewing. Hey, Dad, can we go to the pool? Tyler's voice snapped me out of my thoughts. He was standing by the sliding glass door, his little body wrapped in a towel, his wet hair sticking up in every direction. Yeah, pool. Let me change real quick. Emily, who had been lying on the bed still glued to her phone, suddenly perked up. You're going now? She asked, sitting up a little too fast. Yeah, why? She hesitated for half a second, just long enough for me to notice. Oh, no reason. Just, I was thinking of taking a bath. She gave me this awkward little smile, like she was trying too hard to act normal. A bath? The hotel had a damn jacuzzi downstairs, and she loved that thing. But sure, a bath. All right, I said, grabbing my swim trunks. Enjoy your bath, I guess. Emily didn't say anything. She just gave me another weird, forced smile before looking back at her phone. That was the moment I decided. Something was up, and I was going to find out exactly what it was. I sat by the pool, sipping a watered-down rum and Coke while Tyler splashed around, completely oblivious to the slow-burning storm in my head. My gut had been screaming at me all day, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Emily had been too eager to get rid of us. Too damn weird about that stupid bath. And her phone? She was practically glued to it. I glanced at my watch. 9:07 p.m. We'd been at the pool for about 45 minutes. Time to test something. All right, buddy, I called, standing up. Time to head back. Ah, Dad? Just 5 more minutes? 5 and that's it, I said, ruffling his wet hair. But my mind wasn't on Tyler. I was already thinking about what I'd find when I got back to our room. Something inside me whispered, go now. Don't give her time. 5 minutes passed. I wrapped a towel around Tyler, and we made our way back up to the hotel room. Room 302. I swiped the key card. The door was locked. From the inside. That was the first red flag. Mommy! Tyler knocked on the door, his little hand tapping against the wood. Nothing. I knocked harder. Emily? Still no answer. Then I heard it. Movement. A sudden shuffle. A thump. The distinct sound of something or someone being hurriedly moved. My heart started pounding. Hang on, buddy, I said, my voice suddenly dry. I pulled out my phone, opened our room's WhatsApp chat, and texted Emily. Me. Hey, can you open the door? 3 dots appeared. She was typing. Then they disappeared. A solid 10 seconds passed before the door finally unlocked. Emily stood there in a hotel robe, her wet hair wrapped in a towel. She had a weird, nervous smile on her face, like she was forcing herself to act normal. Hey, you're back early, she said, voice just a little too high-pitched. I stepped inside. The air reeked of perfume and something else. Something musky and unfamiliar. The bathroom door was closed, steam seeping from underneath. Emily must have noticed my eyes darting to it, because she spoke way too fast. I was just finishing my bath. She laughed awkwardly, patting her robe. Lost track of time. Tyler ran past her, jumping onto the bed, completely unaware of the tension choking the air. I nodded, keeping my face calm even though my brain was screaming. My eyes flicked across the room. The bed was neatly made. Too neat. The pillows were fluffed, the covers tucked in. But here's the thing, Emily was a messy sleeper. She kicked the covers around, always left the pillows in chaos. And if she'd really been lounging around all evening, wouldn't the bed be at least a little messy? "You okay?" she asked, fidgeting with the tie of her robe. "Yeah," I said slowly. "Just tired." I turned to grab a fresh shirt from my suitcase, and that's when I saw it. The second wine glass, sitting on the desk, next to her half-empty one. My stomach dropped. Emily was not drinking alone tonight. I stared at the second wine glass like it was a live grenade. My brain raced to catch up, to make sense of it. Maybe housekeeping left it. Maybe Emily just, poured herself 2 drinks? No, someone else had been here. I forced myself to keep it together. I wasn't going to explode. Not yet. Emily was watching me, her fingers still nervously twisting the tie of her robe. "What?" she asked, trying to sound casual. "Nothing," I said. I walked over to the desk, picking up my phone like I wasn't directly staring at the evidence of her bullshit. "You finished a whole bottle by yourself?" She froze, just for a second. But it was there. Then she let out this awkward little laugh. "Oh, no, I thought you might want a glass when you got back, so I poured one for you. Nice save. Too bad it was bullshit." "Thanks," I muttered, sitting down on the edge of the bed. Tyler was already curled up in his blanket, flipping through one of those kids' beach magazines the hotel had in the lobby. His presence kept me anchored. I couldn't just start screaming accusations with him right there. Emily sat down next to me, too close, like she was trying to act normal. "You okay?" she asked, her voice softer. Her hand landed on my thigh, like she wanted to distract me, steer me away from whatever thoughts were brewing in my head. I forced a smile. "Just tired." But my gut was twisting, because now that I was sitting, I saw it, the second robe. It was draped over the chair near the bathroom, the exact same hotel robe Emily was wearing. I turned my head slowly, eyes flicking toward the closed bathroom door. She hadn't taken a bath alone. The room was suddenly too quiet. Emily pulled her hand away, her fingers twitching like she could feel the heat of my suspicion. "Do you want to shower first?" she asked quickly. "Or should I?" A noise, a tiny, barely there sound, came from the bathroom, like someone shifting their weight. Emily heard it too. Her entire body stiffened. I saw it in her face the moment her brain went into panic mode. My heart was pounding. I swallowed, standing up slowly. Emily's eyes followed me, wide and nervous. "Babe." I walked toward the bathroom. "Jack, wait." I turned the handle and shoved the door open. Empty. The shower was running, steam billowing out, fogging up the mirror. The air was thick with the scent of body wash and perfume. I stepped inside, looking around. Towels were neatly folded. A used wine glass sat on the sink. And then I saw it. Wet footprints. A second set, leading to the goddamn closet. Emily was behind me now. "Jack," she said, her voice trembling. "Come on. Just let's go to bed." I ignored her. With a deep breath, I gripped the closet handle and yanked it open. And there he was, a half-naked man, crouched in the goddamn closet. There are moments in life that hit you like a sledgehammer to the chest. Moments where time slows down, where your brain refuses to process what your eyes are seeing. This was one of those moments. Some half-naked dude was crouched in my hotel closet, looking like a damn raccoon caught in a trash can. His dark hair was still wet, probably from the same damn bath Emily had been pretending to take alone. He had nothing on but a pair of boxer briefs and a face full of pure, unfiltered panic. And Emily? She had gone completely silent. "Who the fuck are you?" My voice was low, shaking. The dude didn't answer. He just bolted. 1 second, he was in the closet. Next, he was shoving past me, sprinting for the hotel room door like his ass was on fire. Jack, wait! Emily grabbed my arm, but I ripped away from her and went after him. By the time I got to the door, the guy was already halfway down the hall. He was fast, but I was faster. I don't remember making the decision to chase him. My body just moved. Hey! I roared, sprinting after him. My bare feet slapped against the cold hallway floor, my heart hammering so hard it drowned out everything else. People were staring. Heads poked out of doorways. An older couple down the hall gasped as I nearly bulldozed past them. The guy made it to the stairwell and threw himself down the steps. Bad move, because while he was busy fumbling, trying not to break his neck, I took the stairs 3 at a time. I caught him on the 2nd floor, slammed him into the wall. Fuske, man, let me go, he wheezed, struggling under my grip. I shoved him harder, pinning him to the wall with every ounce of rage boiling inside me. Who the fuck are you? He was breathing hard, eyes darting around like a trapped animal. Who the fuck are you? Derek, he finally choked out. The name meant nothing to me. I let out a sharp, bitter laugh. Derek, huh? That's supposed to mean something to me? And no, man, please let me go. I didn't know she was married. I swear. Bullshit. I could hear Emily's footsteps pounding down the stairs now. Jack, stop. I turned my head just enough to see her. She was crying, barefoot, still in her damn robe, her eyes wild with panic. Please, she begged, stepping closer. Just let him go. Please.
Esther here.
My wife, the woman I had loved for 10 goddamn years, the mother of my son, standing there, begging for her side piece. The realization hit me like a truck. I felt my grip on Derek loosen. Not because I forgave him, not because I was calming down, because I realized that the person I really wanted to hurt, the person who had just destroyed our family, was standing right in front of me. And her name wasn't Derek. I let go of Derek. Not because I wanted to, not because he deserved it, but because the real problem, the real betrayal, was standing at the bottom of the stairs, crying her crocodile tears, looking at me like I was the villain in her story. Emily, my wife. Derek didn't waste a second. The moment my grip loosened, he scrambled away like a rat escaping a sinking ship. He practically fell down the last few steps, tripping over his own feet before disappearing down the hallway, barefoot and half-naked. Good. Let him run. I didn't give a single shit about him anymore. I only had eyes for her. You. My voice came out dangerously low. Too calm. Too controlled. Emily flinched. Jack, please. Shut the fuck up. The words exploded out of me, bouncing off the stairwell walls. A few doors creaked open from the hallway, hotel guests curious about the commotion. I didn't care. I could have set the whole goddamn building on fire, and I still wouldn't have cared. Emily sucked in a sharp breath. Baby, please. I can explain. Explain. I let out a cold, bitter laugh. Explain what, Emily? That you're a fucking cheating whore? Because that part's pretty fucking clear. Her lip quivered. Jack. It wasn't what it looked like. I scoffed. Oh really? 'Cause it looked like you were fucking some random dude in our hotel room while our son was downstairs swimming. She covered her mouth with her hand, like she was trying to hold in a sob. Save it. I spat. I don't want to hear whatever bullshit excuse you're about to pull out of your ass. Her tears were flowing now, thick and messy. I wished I could say it made me feel something, anything, but all I felt was numb. Jack, I love you. I laughed. You love me, I repeated, my voice dripping with venom. You love me, huh? That why you were getting dicked down in our fucking hotel room while I was playing with our son? Emily shook her head violently. It wasn't like that. I made a mistake. A mistake. My laugh turned even more bitter. A mistake is forgetting our anniversary. A mistake is burning dinner. I took a slow, menacing step forward. Getting railed by some motherfucker in my bed? That's not a mistake, Emily. That's a choice. She sobbed harder, her whole body shaking. Good. Let her feel even a fraction of what I was feeling right now. Jack, please, she whispered. I didn't mean to hurt you. I held up a hand. Stop. Just stop. She went silent. I took a deep breath, my hands clenching into fists. You know what? I said, my voice eerily calm. I don't even care why you did it. I don't give a single fuck about your excuses. Emily swallowed, her tear-streaked face desperate. Jack, we're done. I cut her off. Her eyes widened. What? You heard me. I turned on my heel, marching up the stairs back to our room. Emily chased after me. Jack, wait. We can fix this. I threw open the hotel room door, yanked my suitcase out of the closet, and started throwing my shit inside. Emily lunged forward, grabbing my wrist. Baby, please. I ripped away from her. Do not fucking touch me. She stumbled back, looking shattered. I zipped up my bag and grabbed my wallet. She was still crying. Where are you going? I turned to her, my face stone cold. To get my son. And then we're leaving. Without you. I stormed out of the room, suitcase in hand. Rage burning so hot in my chest I thought I might actually combust. I was done. Done. Emily was still behind me, crying, begging, pleading, but I did not give a single shit. I had one goal. Get my son and get the fuck out of this hotel. But apparently the universe had different plans. Because as soon as I stepped into the hallway, security was waiting for me. 2 uniformed hotel guards, standing tall with their arms crossed, blocking my way. What the fuck? Sir, one of them said in that fake calm security voice. We've had a complaint about a disturbance. A disturbance? Oh, you mean me finding my wife getting her guts rearranged by some random dickhead in MY hotel room? Emily rushed forward, her voice desperate. It's fine, really. It's just a personal disagreement. The guard eyed my clenched fists. Sir, I need you to calm down. Oh, motherfucker. Calm down. I snapped. Calm down? I just caught my wife fucking another man in our hotel room. And you're telling me to calm the fuck down? The second guard shifted uncomfortably. I saw the moment he realized what was going on. But the first one, he was already reaching for his radio. Sir, lower your voice. If this continues, we'll have to escort you off the property. Oh, fuck that. I took a deep breath, gritted my teeth so hard I thought my jaw might snap, and forced myself to step back. Fine I mattered. I'm leaving anyway. I turned toward the elevator, and that's when Emily made her next mistake. She grabbed my arm. Jack, please, we need to talk about this. Get your fucking hands off me. And just like that, the old couple from down the hall gasped like they were watching a fucking murder unfold. Emily jerked back, looking genuinely scared. And oh, how convenient, because now the security guy had his hand on his taser. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Sir, step back. Now. I threw up my hands. Oh, for fuck's sake. Then, because of course this night wasn't chaotic enough, I heard a new voice. Pissed off older man's voice. Emily's father. What the hell is going on here? Oh, this just keeps getting better. I turned and saw Mark and Diane, Emily's parents, marching down the hallway. Mark, a 60-year-old retired military colonel, had the same look he always had when he thought I was screwing up his daughter's life. His wife, Diane, looked like she had just walked into an episode of Jerry Springer. Emily ran straight to them, full sob mode engaged. Dad. Mom. It's not what it looks like. Jack's freaking out and Mark turned to me, fuming. What the hell did you do to my daughter? And that was the moment I lost it. I let out a laugh so bitter it could have curdled milk. What did I do? I repeated, throwing my arms out. Oh, I dunno, Mark. Maybe I walked into my own goddamn hotel room and found your daughter getting railed by some half-naked fuckboy in our closet. That sound like something I did. Diane gasped, clutching her pearls like she just found out her Bible study group was dealing meth. Mark's face turned beet red. Emily, is this true? Emily sobbed harder, shaking her head like her life depended on it. I didn't mean for it to happen. Mark's jaw clenched. Who was he? Emily sniffled. Jay, just some guy I met at the bar. Oh, bullshit, I snapped. You don't fuck someone in your hotel room after one drink. Security stepped in again. All right, sir, if you don't calm down. But before I could cuss him out, we were interrupted again. By the fucking police. 2 officers appeared at the end of the hallway, looking very done with this entire situation. A short, stocky cop with a clipboard side. All right, who called us? Jesus fucking Christ. One of the hotel guests, a woman in a bathrobe, piped up. There was yelling and, violence. Violence. Oh my God. Nobody touched anyone, I barked. Unless you count Emily touching her side piece stick, Emily wailed. Mark looked 1 second away from having an aneurysm. Security looked exhausted. And the cop, he just sighed, pulled out a pen, and said, start from the beginning. You ever reach a point where you're just so fucking done with a situation that all you can do is sit back and watch the chaos unfold? That was me. Right there in the hallway, standing barefoot with a suitcase in one hand and enough rage in my chest to power the goddamn Las Vegas Strip. The cop rubbed his temples like he was already regretting his entire life. All right, he said, already exhausted. Someone explain to me what the hell is going on here. I took a deep breath. I had 2 options. Lose my shit and end up in a holding cell. Play it cool and watch Emily's world burn around her. I went with option 2. I crossed my arms, took a deep breath, and pointed at my wonderful, loving wife. Why don't you start, sweetheart? I said, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Tell the nice officer why your half-naked boy toy was hiding in our closet. Emily squeaked like a broken dog toy. Mark, her military hardest father, turned to her like she had just confessed to murder. What? Diane gasped so hard she nearly inhaled her necklace. The cop raised an eyebrow. You were hiding someone in the closet? Emily let out a garbled, hiccuping sob. It's not what you think. I laughed. Actually laughed. Really? Because what I think is that while I was downstairs with our son, Emily here was upstairs getting her back blown out by some dude she met at the hotel bar. Emily burst into fresh tears. Mark turned to his wife, face red as hell. Diane, take Tyler to our room. Diane nodded quickly, rushing over to where Tyler was standing near the elevator. Silent, confused, and way too young to be dealing with this kind of mess. My heart clenched. This was not how I wanted my kid to remember this vacation. Once Diane and Tyler were gone, Mark turned back to Emily. Who was he? Emily was hyperventilating now. He was just, his name was. Say it. Mark barked, going full drill sergeant mode. Emily flinched like she was back in high school and just got caught sneaking out of the house. His name was Derek, she finally blurted. I met him at the bar last night, and it just happened. Mark stared at her like he couldn't believe this was his own flesh and blood. You disgust me. Emily collapsed. Right there on the hotel floor, full soap opera meltdown mode. I'm sorry, she wailed. I was drunk and he was so nice to me and we were having problems and I held up a hand. Stop. Right now. She went quiet immediately. The cop let out a long, suffering sigh and turned to me. Sir, do you want to press charges for anything? Harassment, trespassing, anything like that? I stared at Emily, watching her fall apart in real time. The old me, the man who loved her, might have hesitated. But that man was dead. I shook my head. No. I don't want anything from her. I'm taking my son, and I'm leaving. Emily shot up like she'd been electrocuted. Jack, no, please. I turned to her, cold as ice. You made your choice, Emily. I gestured toward the hotel room. And your choice was Derek's dick. Mark let out a disgusted grunt. The cop winced. Emily bawled harder. I turned to the officer. Are we done here? He nodded. Yeah, you're good to go. Mark crossed his arms, glaring at Emily. You're staying with us, and you'll be explaining yourself the entire fucking way home. Emily sobbed harder. I rolled my suitcase toward the elevator. my heart shattering with every step. Not for her. For my son. Because I knew, the second we left this hotel, nothing would ever be the same again. The elevator ride down was silent. Tyler stood next to me, holding my hand, his little fingers squeezing mine tight. He didn't ask questions. Didn't say a word. Just kept staring at the floor like he somehow understood that everything had just changed forever. I swallowed hard, trying to push down the storm raging inside me. I had to keep it together, for him. But then my phone buzzed. I pulled it out and saw the message. From Emily. Emily, Jack, please. Please don't take Tyler away from me. I exhaled sharply through my nose. Bitch, you should have thought about that before you let Derek the dickhead rearrange your insides. I ignored it. We stepped out into the hotel lobby. It was crowded, full of vacationers laughing, drinking, living their normal-ass lives. Meanwhile, I was walking through the middle of it like a goddamn war veteran who just barely survived an ambush. Hey, buddy, I said, crouching down so I was eye level with Tyler. We're gonna go home early, okay? Tyler chewed on his lip, looking nervous. But, what about Mom? I kept my face calm, steady. Even though inside, I wanted to fucking scream. Mom's gonna stay a little longer, I said carefully. We'll see her later, okay? He nodded slowly, but I could tell he was still confused as hell. And fuck, that hurt. I grabbed my phone, ready to book the first flight out of this nightmare. Then, just when I thought the worst was behind me, I heard a voice. Jack. I froze. Because that was Derek. Oh, you dumb motherfucker. I turned, and there he was, standing near the bar, fully dressed now, looking like a deer caught in headlights. And standing next to him, his fucking wife. Yeah. You heard me. Derek was married. And the woman next to him? Oh, she looked pissed. I glanced at her left hand. Yep. Wedding ring. Oh, holy fucking hell. Derek? She snapped, arms crossed, rage burning in her eyes. Who the fuck is Jack? Derek looked like he was about to vomit. I grinned. This was about to get really, really good. I turned to her and extended my hand. Jack Meyer, I said casually. Your husband's fuck buddy's husband. Her entire face dropped. Derek choked on air. Babe, listen. But she was already on him like a wild animal. You cheating piece of shit, she screeched, slapping him so hard the sound echoed through the entire lobby. Hotel guests turned to stare. Bartenders paused mid-shake. Even the front desk staff looked up from their computers. Derek stumbled back, clutching his cheek. Babe, don't babe me, she roared, pointing a manicured death finger in his face. You lying sack of shit. You said you were at a fucking business conference. I laughed, out loud, in public. I laughed so hard I saw stars. Because holy shit, this was beautiful. Derek turned back to me, glaring. Dude, you didn't have to. Shut the fuck up, Derek. He shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, Derek's wife, who I already loved way more than I ever loved Emily, whipped out her phone and started dialing. Who are you calling? Derek panicked. Oh, I dunno, she said sweetly. Maybe your mother. Maybe my fucking divorce lawyer. Maybe both. Derek blanched. And me? I grabbed Tyler's hand, smiled at the scene in front of me and said, Come on, bud. We're going home. And this time, Emily's bullshit wasn't stopping me. I should have known Emily wouldn't go down without a fight. I should have known she wasn't just going to let me walk out of that hotel with our son and disappear into the sunset. Because just as I was stepping outside, Tyler's hand in mine, finally leaving this nightmare behind, Emily played her final card. Jack, stop. I turned, ready to tell her to go to hell. But then I saw her holding her phone up. And her voice? Shaky, broken, terrified. If you leave with Tyler, she said, her whole body trembling, I'm calling the police and reporting you for kidnapping. Oh, you evil, evil bitch. The world around me blurred. My blood turned to ice. You wouldn't, I said, my voice so low I barely recognized it. Emily sobbed. Jack, please. I made a mistake. But you can't just take him away from me. He's my son too. Tyler's fingers tightened around mine. And suddenly, I realized I couldn't move, because she was right. Legally, if I took Tyler out of state without her consent, that was parental abduction. And even though I knew Emily was a lying, cheating, manipulative piece of garbage, I also knew this. If I walked out that door with our son, she would call the cops. And even if I won in court later, I'd still spend months, maybe even years, fighting to get my name cleared. Emily had just trapped me in checkmate. My entire body shook with rage. I stepped closer, so close I could see the tears in her eyes. "You don't get to do this," I hissed. "You don't get to fuck around behind my back and then hold our son hostage to save yourself." Emily sniffled. "I'm not. I don't want to lose him, Jack. Please." I clenched my jaw so hard I thought my teeth might crack. I had two choices: take Tyler and risk a kidnapping charge, walk away and fight for custody the right way. I looked at my son, his big, innocent eyes, the way he was staring up at me, so scared and confused and unsure of what was happening. I couldn't drag him through this. I sucked in a breath and turned back to Emily. "You win," I whispered. Relief flooded her face. But before she could say another word, I stepped closer. So close I could feel her breath on my skin. "But hear me, Emily," I said, my voice deadly quiet. "You just ended this marriage in the worst way possible. You want Tyler? Fine. Enjoy these last few months with him, because I am going to take you to court, and I will bury you." She gasped. "I'm going to get full custody," I continued, my voice shaking with pure, vengeful rage. "And when the judge sees what a selfish, lying whore you are, you'll be lucky if you ever get a supervised weekend." Her lip trembled. "Jack." I stepped back. "You did this to yourself." Then, I crouched down, looked Tyler in the eye, and forced myself to smile. "Hey, bud," I said softly, brushing his hair back. "You're gonna stay with Mom tonight, okay?" His face fell. But I want to go with you." "Fuck." I bit the inside of my cheek so hard I tasted blood. I rested my forehead against his. "I know, buddy," I whispered, "but it's just for a little while. Okay? Promise. I'll see you really soon." Tyler sniffled. "You promise?" "Cross my heart." He threw his little arms around my neck and held on tight. I almost lost it, but I swallowed the pain, hugged him back, and then, without looking at Emily one more fucking time, I turned around and walked out of that hotel. I didn't look back, because if I did, I knew I'd burn the whole place to the ground. 6 months later, Emily thought she won. She thought she trapped me, thought she'd keep Tyler, thought she'd get away with everything. But what she didn't expect, I had receipts. Derek's wife. Oh, she was more than happy to provide texts, hotel receipts, and all the proof I needed. The hotel cameras? Yeah, they caught Derek sneaking into my room. And the judge? Let's just say they didn't look kindly on a woman who was fucking random dudes in hotel rooms while her son was swimming downstairs. I won. Full custody. Emily got weekend visits. And as for me, I moved on. I healed. I focused on my son, on my job, on my new life. Emily? She spent the next year begging for another chance. And I never looked back. Because once someone shatters your world like that, you don't pick up the pieces. You build a new one. One where they don't fucking exist.